I don't want to participate in any type of war. I don't understand why men and women want war and they still want to hook up. It's kind of weird. Because so often I've seen that there's programming and conditioning going on that does not represent the man being lifted up. It's more so tearing down. And women, we don't even realize that the conditioning is going on. Is honesty a disadvantage in this space? Because that's how I'm coming. I'm coming as with honesty. There makes no sense for us to bring the woman up, and then there's still women out here that are dogging and belittling our men. So we got to get the message that we got to come up together because we're for each other. Y'all do understand that, don't you? I'm trying to share with these women how to be better women, how to prepare themselves to be wives. I'm giving them what I call tools in order to walk out there daily. She don't advocate for us. No, that's not true. I very much do. I want you to have all the information and a good woman. All the information and a good woman, because I want you all men to be leaders.
Do you think most women can really deal with what it comes with a man that truly is having the trajectory of like a high level success? What's your thoughts on that, SB?
For me, I build with my husband. I think my husband is very successful now, but we build together. Going in the front door, we build together. And I still think that's the way to do it. Mm-hmm. To me, that's an actual ultimate test. You have a woman, this is a little bit off, but if you have a woman and y'all having a conversation and you're thinking about being married, ask that woman, are you interested in having one pot? Mm. Would you put all your money in one pot with me? Is this something we can do? And that right there, that'll answer all your questions. Yep. You know, that'll give you, does she trust you? Does she like you? Is she willing to build with you? That answers the total question right there. Mm. But I just think when a man, I think we all need to be reminded of what marriage is. Mm-hmm. So even if that man is super successful and is on that journey, has not achieved it yet, once he alters that journey and decides he wants a wife, which some of them do, because a lot of them say, hey, look, I got to get her now, because when I get successful, I'm not going to be able to trust anybody. I ain't going to know what she wants. Yeah. They need to figure out how to incorporate that woman into that plan that they had for themselves before. And it is always a way, because she is your wife. You all should be on one accord and have that same plan. You have to figure out how to put her in there. Right. So it can work, but she still has to know how to play that role, but you have to be the one to give it to her. Hello, hello, hello. It's me, Sabu.
Dearly beloved,
It's Friday, and I hope you all are having a terrific Friday evening or afternoon. Those of you that are in the United States, y'all know me as Security Boss. So either SBU Live. Those who know me from South Africa, I am Sabu. And I hope everyone is hearing me. And if you can't, please let me know. I appreciate it. But I hope everyone is having a terrific evening thus far. Hello, Reginald. Hello, Sabu and Mr. Boss. I like that. Well, you probably thinking it's SBU. But guess what? They have totally renamed me over here. I am Sabu. Blessings, God's blessings. I think that's what they told me it actually means. So I have embraced it. I have. I hope everybody's having a terrific Friday. Fridays are always good for me. Tonight we're going to talk about how immigrants have affected, how we affect the South African economy. Because guess what, y'all? Everybody don't welcome us over here. Everybody don't welcome us. Before we do that, though, we're going to just say hello to a few people, just talk about how my week has gone, and then we'll just jump into it. Yeah, we'll just jump into it. I want you all to give me some feedback on what y'all think, or how anyone here that's from South Africa. I want to know how you all feel about how we affect the economy. Is it good or bad? Whatever the situation may be, I want to know, because some of you are just so welcoming, and I mean, what's up, sis? It's good to see you. All of this, thank you for being here. Whatever. Just embracing, willing to talk about the culture, everything. I mean, I really feel like I'm here with my family. But then there are others. So before I say I ain't gonna say that. But before I make a decision on what they are, we're gonna first talk about it and just see what's going on. So listen, I've had a very good week. Like I said, today is Friday. Everybody and everything has been nice. The weather here in South Africa has been gorgeous. We have this thing where it kind of rains a little bit every day. It seems like it's been raining every day. It's kind of like the rainy season. So it's a little shower here every day, and it's good though. It sounds good. It feels good. I have nothing to complain about, y'all. Nothing to complain about. I do want to give y'all a little update. I think last Friday we had a little problem with I told you all we were having solar panels installed, and I told you why. It was because we wanted to be off the grid. One thing I did not mention, I don't even know why I didn't mention it, I guess because we haven't had load shedding, or load shedding has not affected us in months. Well, actually, we have not experienced it since we've been here, since July 1st. But another reason why you actually have solar panels installed and things like that, or get off the grid, is because it keeps you from having the effects of load shedding. Load shedding is when the power goes off for sometimes 5 minutes up to 2 hours. It could be longer, who knows. But that happens here in South Africa. That probably happens in all of Africa, but it does happen. And when it does happen, then you lose power. Now, most people, since it's been going on for quite some time, we've gotten solar panels, generators, or what have you. So, but since the election that they had, when was it, last year? It really hasn't happened too much. So I don't know what's happening to load shedding, y'all. Maybe it's just kind of disappeared. I don't really know. But other than that, that was another reason why we decided to get off the grid. All right. So when I come to you all every Friday or whenever we come to talk, I'm telling you some lifestyle changes and some things that we do here in South Africa. But I'm also keeping you abreast of some things that I've been hearing about in the United States. Now, I know that you all have heard the story about the Venezuelan immigrant or migrant that actually was found guilty of murder of the young lady. What was her name? Her name is Miss Rowley. She was 22 years old. He actually murdered her, I think, back in February. He was one. Her name is Laken Rowley. She's a Georgia nursing student, y'all. He actually deleted her. He was found guilty of all the charges. There was several charges that he was found guilty of, and he life on all of the charges that I heard. I kind of tuned out after that fourth life, but yeah, he was one of those people that we often talk about that came to the United States illegally, and it's come troublesome.
he's come as a gang member. You know, it's an awful thought that someone would come to a country illegally, quote, looking for a better life, and then take a life of a young girl. She looked like a baby. But that is one of the things this is one of the things I'm telling you about here in South Africa. When we got all our credentials to come over here, there was an FBI check, there was a local check, all types of criminal background checks on me and my husband, or we couldn't have been approved for that visa. And if the United States had something in place or enforced more of their rules and regulations, maybe this young lady would not have been deleted the way that it wouldn't have been deleted at all, because he probably wouldn't have been here. He sat there like a stone face, he didn't know what was going on. First, he probably didn't understand the dialect or the English, but they had microphones on him, headphones on him, and he just sat there like he did nothing. He took this girl's life. They even said he caught a transport bus from one city or one state to another. I think it was from New York to Georgia. I'm not saying it was for the purpose of deleting this young lady, because I didn't hear the whole case, but ultimately that's what happened. And it was him and a roommate. A roommate was involved. I don't know how the roommate was involved, but yeah, this is one of the things. This is one of the things why, again, I can't remember his name, but the newly appointed immigration person, he's not playing. Actually, he wants to hold the Democratic Party responsible for this young woman's death. Because if they would have been more strict with their rules and regulations, this migrant wouldn't have been here, and he wouldn't have had an opportunity to do that. So that's what we're talking about, y'all. Hello, Mr. Gilbert, what's going on with you? Oh, is this Katie Ho? Kate Lee Ho. I probably said that all wrong. Hey, SBU, just kickstart the convo. Yeah, we just got here. We are just starting. We don't have foreigners problems in South Africa. Look, South Africa they clamp down on it. They're not playing them games on TV or the news every day. They like, look, we closing it down. You ain't got your papers, you can't work. You actually hiring people and have people working for you, and you haven't gone through the proper channels, we're closing you down. Yeah, you all do. And it's on the news, and they're not playing. But I think now that the hands have changed, they'll do a little bit more of that in the United States also, because this young girl had to lose her life. She looked like a baby, y'all. She was 22 years old, jogging, and they just preyed on her. He just preyed on her. And also attempted to rape her also to death. Now, this makes no sense, y'all. I don't know. I don't even understand why this all had to happen, but sometimes you go through things and hopefully you learn from it. But that was one of the things that I heard this week that was just outrageous. Another one of those things that I heard this week is Ms. Voss, you got the video for it. Listen, y'all, I know y'all probably already seen it. I don't know why I'm so late seeing it, but apparently back in April, maybe back in February, our new elected president within the United States, Donald Trump, he's now endorsing a certain type of Bible. And in this Bible, there's the Constitution, I think it's the Bill of Rights, and a couple of other added things in the Bible. And listen, we were looking, I don't know how we found it, but we was just strolling on TikTok and found a young man that was actually doing like, you know how he was doing, what do you call it? I don't know why you would do this, but he gets Bibles, all different types of Bibles, and he was giving his viewpoint on the Bible, like, you know, good leather, bad leather, small print. He was actually analyzing the Bible. And apparently this Bible that Donald Trump has gotten behind is about $60. And the review that the young man gave on the Bible was like, this Bible is well overpriced, not worth it, don't buy it, for so many different reasons. But he was saying the leather's fake, it's some big writing, it's just not good quality. Some of the pages were sticking together. Y'all gave that Bible a hard time. But anyway, that was there. And I want y'all to see this, because I just recently seen it. So apparently, I don't know, you know, but what I want, the best part about this is the pastor that went, his name is Loran Livingston. And that used to be my pastor when I lived in the United States some years back. But I want y'all to see what the news, he actually did, he preached on it. Actually, his service was about this, it's been some time ago, back in April. I had no idea. I haven't been to that church in a long time, but he preached a service, and his opinion of the Bible went viral. So I want y'all to hear this, and just we'll talk about it once it's done. Oh, okay. So listen, Mr. Boss is having an issue trying to bring that up. But anyway, I'm going to bring it up. If y'all don't know it yet, his name is Loran Livingston. Y'all's probably already heard about this, but he did a service. In one of his services, it was back in April. I don't know how I missed this, y'all. He went viral speaking out about the Bible. He went totally off. He was like, if y'all think this Bible is a good thing, y'all are out of your mind, because God's word is for everybody, not just for the people in the United States. So y'all believe he did that? Now, I got to put a disclaimer. Here we go, y'all. All right, so listen, y'all hear that? They say it's a crash trap. They added things to the Bible. Y'all know you're not supposed to add anything to the Bible. What is wrong? Listen, I got to put the disclaimer out there, because I know somebody somewhere going to get mad at me and go swear out I voted for, what's her name, Kamala. Wrong, wrong, wrong. No. Remember, I've said to this last week, what I'm here for right now is just to remind y'all to pay attention. Because I could not bring myself to vote for neither Trump nor Kamala. I couldn't do it. I have come across many of my Christian brothers that I respect that have voted for Trump. They have. And I'm asking them, look, what motivated you to do that? How did you come to these conclusions? And they were like, look, his values, or the values of the Republican Party, that's what lines up with me. I'm like, okay, look, if God has told you to do this and he gave you clearance on voting for Trump, that's what you're supposed to do. And that's where I'm at. But God didn't give me that type of clearance. So my disclaimer is I didn't vote for neither one, and I'm not necessarily complaining about Trump, but I am bringing to everyone's attention some of the things that I've seen that Trump is doing. Not, it's out there for everybody to see, but I just want us to pay special attention to some of the things he's doing or endorsing. And now look, Trump did not make this Bible. Let's make sure that, in his defense, he was not the creator of the Bible. It was another person some years ago. The Bible been out there. It was not him. So in his defense, he was not the author of the Bible. He didn't tell somebody to go put this together and do this for me. He didn't do that. Somebody else had already had the Bible out there, but he did endorse it. So in his defense, let's just say that. But going back, he had you don't add to the Word of God. And the Word of God is just not for the United States people. It's our Father. It's our Father. It's for everybody, one God. So y'all, that is not, you shouldn't be excited, happy, or you losing or using, I'm going to say losing and using your money to purchase that Bible. But do what you want. Do what you want. I would say get you another Bible. King James would be good, or the NIV, something in which you can learn on. But that particular one, I haven't and will not go down the line to see if it's missing something been added or whatever. But we already know that something been added, right? The Constitution. Anyway, I'm just saying, y'all. And in a minute, I'm going to show you the video, because it's just like, whoa, really? So I just want y'all to make sure you're paying attention and that you're aware that that was just something that shouldn't have been. And my old pastor, Pastor Loran Livingston of Central Church in Charlotte, North Carolina, Central Church of God, in Charlotte, North Carolina, he actually preached on it, and his sermon went viral. So y'all got to see it, and hopefully before the show's over, it'll be ready for actual play. I don't really know what's going on right now, but you can actually see Loran Livingston. Y'all got to check him out. He is a very good pastor, and you may enjoy some of his sermons that are on the YouTube. So anyway, I need y'all to know that. Now, it's a couple of comments I want to take a look at. Mr. Gilbert says his supporters are gullible enough to believe he created it. Oh, okay, he has to say, is he did. No, he didn't. The young man that did the review of the Bible actually told who did it, who actually created it earlier, many years before. Not too many years before, but it was already out when Trump got a hold of it. It was already, I can't remember the person's name, but it is a young man that reviews Bibles. He did say who actually did that. Hey, John, how are you? He says, hey, SB, all we are asking for is for people to respect the rules and laws. We don't want our country to end up like other African countries. Our next generation must live in a country with working system. Let me say something to you, John. I agree with you totally. And I think that should be what most productive, respectful people should want. But I received a couple of comments, and I've been receiving a couple of comments from some, and I'm hoping that they're South Africans that I'm receiving these comments. I mean, who else could make such statements? But I got one that I want to share with you, and I will read that comment in just a moment. But I'm actually here because, like I said to you all a long time ago, it's been some months ago now, that God gave us the word that we needed to move to Africa. And we chose South Africa because South Africa is very easy, y'all. It is very, in my opinion, just as modern as the United States. The living is good. The living is good for us. And I shared with you all the home that I bought and different things, and I'm continue sharing living with you guys. I will. But sometimes when maybe I showed too much. Maybe I'm showing my home and the way I live and the things I do, because in the United States, we have been, the message that we got about South Africa, about Africa, period, is misinformation. You know, you have people saying, they live in mud huts. They don't have any clean water. They do this and they do that. And that is the farthest thing from the truth. So me being here is me wanting to share with you all how living here really is. I'm not living in no mud hut, y'all. We have running water. We have the same things that we have in the United States. But some people just, like I said, a lot of people there's been some comments, several actually, where people have expressed that they're not very happy because we tend to mess up the economy. Or in some way, I guess we make things more expensive, or I'm not really sure of what the complaint is about what we do. But I definitely wanted to read the comments so we can kind of go from there. But it went something to the effect of, y'all here buying homes. I really, I told y'all once before, it's been said a couple of times. You should have bought a house in your native country or whatever, something like that. I did have a house there. I had several homes there. It's just kind of weird that they wouldn't be welcoming, because like I said, and like you just said, John, when you come to another country, when we came here as retirees, there's certain things we had to do. We had to agree that we're not going to work. We're not going to take away from people that already work here or that already are making money. We're not here to take anything. We're here to add to the economy. And just to have somebody to say that, there are a couple of things that I do want to address with that, and because this is a major question. How do we affect the economy? The person made a comment about, why didn't you, when we come here, we should be made to pay the same amount that we pay in in the United States. What sense does that make? Because us being willing to pay the prices that are listed here, it is making it more expensive for the ones that live here. Okay, I'm looking at them, but I'm thinking, hey, look, we're here to pour into your economy. As retirees, the most that we could do is open a business and have people work for us. So we're creating jobs. Even me working here, having a helper, I'm creating jobs. Having a gardener, I'm creating jobs. Shoot, I would love to have a driver and a chef. I would be creating a job. The money that we spend here on our home, on furniture, on whatever it is we're spending, we're the ones that are paying the taxes. What benefit is it? I mean, yeah, we might have some nice furniture, but what's the benefit in that? We pay taxes on everything that we buy. So we're actually pouring in to the economy, whereas a person been here, their house already furnished, or they live in an apartment, they don't care nothing about no furniture, or whatever the situation may be. when people come here as foreigners or as immigrants, would have, for a visit, stay, or if they're here to stay for a while, whatever the situation is, we're the ones who are pouring in money into the economy, which drives the economy, which brings more value to South Africa. It makes it more of a place where you want to stay, where you want to go, along with what's already here. They even said South Africa is like, what do they call it? Upper to middle class. There's a great divide here. It's upper to middle class. It's not, it makes me wonder. It definitely makes me wonder. But the comment was, y'all want to price us out of our housing market. Home Affairs must make foreigners pay the same cost for housing in South Africa as they would in their respective countries. Listen, if there's a house here in South Africa and it's owned by a South African or whomever it's owned by, and they have a price on it, whoever comes up with that money to buy that house, let them do so. It's still driving the economy. Because if not, nobody would be probably buying anything. No houses would be, it would be a stagnant country. So in order that's just how it works. People, that's why people, probably, in the United States, they give you checks so you go out and spend money. That's how it works. It's a flow. Us coming here has made unemployment actually go down. So I get what you're saying, possibly. Because I guess we're willing to pay the price that the people have, the value of the homes. We're willing as foreigners or as immigrants willing to pay because we feel like, wow, this is outstanding, the price that is on this home compared to where we're coming from. You're right about that, but we still, as immigrants or foreigners, whatever we're doing, staying for a short period of time, a long period of time, we are still driving the income. Like I said, if taxes alone, we pay taxes on everything that we buy. We shopping for cars, we shopping for furniture, houses. We're putting a lot of money into the economy. And as far as me and Mr. Boss goes, we're not taking anything from it because we are retirees and we have agreed not to work. So the next time we would do anything close to working in South Africa, it will be owning a business where we will be providing jobs. So don't hate. Welcome your sister and brother. Please, we're not taking away anything. We're trying to make it better for us and hopefully add to the culture and community for everyone we come in contact with. And you know what? The number one thing is we're trying to do God's business. We try to do God's business. It really ain't even about us. That's our purpose for being here. So I hope that anyone that was hearing me and understands that that's what we're trying to do. I see a couple of comments here, and I'll get to them in just a moment and see exactly what you all may have to add from those of you that are from South Africa. Kaylee Ho, and I know I'm saying that wrong, so forgive me. SVU, please ignore those people. Listen, I don't know what quite to ignore. I'm new. So I'm listening because I want to get an idea of what is actually going on. Because when I drive around, I don't really understand it myself. South Africa is a beautiful place. Beautiful place. Homes are beautiful. The malls are the size of small towns. And it's not one mall, it's several malls. The stores are high end, the vehicles are high end. Everybody's moving. To live here, they're considering it high to middle class. No one's mentioned the poor or low income at all. But then I traveled, a little to the left, I should say. And then I'm seeing straight poverty. And I'm thinking, why is this? This doesn't make sense to me. Why is this like this? I see and I pick up on that this is a rich place. It is a rich place to live. And I know that most may not call it that, but that's what I see. It's a rich place to live. And the majority of us are Black people. So it's kind of, it's like, wow, I'm not a minority anymore. So I'm proud to be a part of that. I'm proud to be not a minority. So, but then, I'm looking, I'm like, wow, I don't understand a lot of things because you can see the wealth here. You see it. But then I look to the right and I'm thinking, they don't have to live this way. There's so many things that can be done. I mean, me driving down the street, I see things that can be done to help this situation. I don't think I've mentioned this to you all, but let me get through with the comment. They are blaming everyone for their failures. How about that? The South African economy is already doing bad, and it needs the dollar and other foreign currencies to do better. I understand that. But when I look at South Africa being here, I see the wealth. I see the huge divide. I see the failure that you're speaking of. And John says, in my opinion, South Africa will always be affordable because 90% of things are manufactured here, and the government clamped down on unfair business practices. It's punishable. I think they're in the process of doing that. But it's just, I see it. Y'all, I see the wealth. And if you born here in South Africa and you never lived anywhere else like the United States, it's very different because in the United States, I am a minority. I went to school, and in my classroom, say it was 30 people in there, it would be 10 blacks max. Max. No, that's not even true, y'all. It would be 5. In grade school, it would be 5 blacks max. We were always the minority. I think the only place that you could probably go that you're not would be, and that's not the whole state, so I can't even call that. We are, and probably always will be the minority in the United States. We're the minority. We come here with the majority. We're the majority as in black people. And I see the wealth. You go certain places, you see certain cars, you see certain neighborhoods, you see certain homes, you see how people live. Like I said, you visit these huge malls, they're shopping, everything is good. They're with their families. It's like, wow, you want to be a part of this because it's very productive. But then you see parts that's like, okay, why is the government, or why are they living that way? Why can't we help them? And then I hear about the infrastructure, and I hear about certain things. And I don't think I've mentioned this on the air before. The one thing that really threw me was the Postal Service. I'm not used to not receiving mail or not having a mailman drop mail off, saying hello to the mail person. So my family in the United States, I got to let y'all know something. They don't do mail here. Let me make sure I say that clearly. They don't do a postal service like we have in the United States, where a person comes by and drop letters off in your mailbox. And that is so strange to me and something to get used to, because listen to this, guys. Let me read the comment first. In my opinion, South Africa I know 90% of things are manufactured here. Right. And if they can get 100%, keep all that gold here and do whatever is being made here, then it will become more of a place of wealth. I can see it though. But let me tell you about my story about the post office. It's new. It's new for me not to get documents or letters or, whatever through the mail. That's new and different. And not only that, in the United States, the post office is like one of the best paying city or county government jobs, government jobs you could actually have. And they employ so many people. So many people. Now here, they do have a post office, and I heard they had a post office somewhat similar to what we have in the United States. Not saying the United States is better in any way, at anything. I'm just saying that there was one here, from my understanding, and it no longer exists. And I'm like, oh my God, that is just so many jobs. You talk about job creation. Create some mail people, some mail handlers, women and men. Going to each community, going to each township, going to each estate, whatever the situation is, and delivering mail. Create some jobs. I just couldn't believe that. Here, everything is done privately. We have a post office box, of course, but it's private, and one person is making money or whatever. I thought that was very strange. I was like, this could be jobs for so many people. So that was a little different for me, but I understand that infrastructure is different here. That was one thing that was different. Another thing I know, when I passed a few townships, I can't remember where I was. I just know the city jobs, the government jobs that could be related to some of the, activities that go on here, streets, lights, and things of that nature. It's like they don't have the people in place. And I'm like, wow, this could be such of a job creation for so many people. And those are considered like very good jobs. People love to have those jobs. How you doing, UK? It's good to see you. People love to have those jobs. So that's just some things that's a little bit different. But I'm here to tell you, South Africa to me is a great place to live. I mean, like I said, y'all, we are the majority. You can see the wealth. It is just like super cool, y'all. UK, hope you're doing okay. Hey, Travel One, how you doing tonight? I hope everything is well. Thank you, UK. Thank you so much for that. But yeah, y'all, so I wanted to share that because the way we affect the economy, the way we want to affect the economy is to drive the economy, make it better, let people understand and know that living in Africa is a good thing to do in some cases, in most cases. We don't want everyone to think, or anyone to think that we live in mud huts, that we don't have the utilities that they may have in the United States. None of that is true, y'all. We live very good. It is definitely like vacation all the time for us. Every day it's like vacation. You know, I can imagine living here may be a little bit more difficult, but, you know, it is what it is. So for those of you who feel as though that we're wrecking the economy or driving up the prices, we are leaving a lot of rand on the table. I'm sorry, we are. We are leaving a lot of rand on the table. So embrace us. You know, allow us to come over, open businesses, and do more, you know, creation of jobs, spend more money living here, or whatever the situation may be, because this South Africa is considered a high income, high to middle income place to live. There's no low there, so everybody has an expectation. I think I read that you can live here very good off about 10,000 rand a month. 10,000 rand a month. Let me see what that is in US dollars. I want to think it says 10,000 rand a month. So if, you know, if you're not there, you might be struggling, but that should be your goal. They're saying to live good here, you need about 10,000 rand a month. So let me see what that is. That sounds like a lot to me, y'all. I don't know. Let me put that number in there. John, what do you think? Is 10,000 rand a month, is that good living? Is that struggling? What is that? Let me just see what 10,000 rand a month represents. I got my little calculator here. I could tell you in just a moment. 10,000 rand, y'all. Let's see. You got to do whatever you got to do, but please don't blame it on us. Okay, 10,000 rand, y'all. Y'all not gonna believe this. 10,000 rand is $551 US dollars. $551 US dollars. If you can make 10,000 rand over here per month, you can actually live a good life. How about that? That's exciting to me. That's very exciting to hear. I know because I'm saying this, y'all bear with me. I'm still counting US dollars, okay? But 10,000, you should have a good life. Oh gosh, the name, about $500. What do you think about that? Do you think is that a good analogy? Do you think if you make $500 a month, you could live here, a good life here? I wonder. Even, Toshiba. I probably said it wrong again, y'all. I got to get that tongue right for these names. Even if 1,000 comments said the same thing about foreigners, those individuals do not constitute nearly 1% of our population. Thank you so much for that. But I'm just, look, we didn't come here to offend. We want to make our transition just as good as real seamless, actually. We want to be able to be embraced, do things correctly. You don't want to offend people. We're coming to live in your country. This is totally new for us. We have been in the United States all of our lives. Our mindset is United States, so we don't want to offend anyone. We don't want to be like, oh my God, we did that. What do we do? How do we, what should we be doing? We looking for answers. So when people make comments like that, we're going to investigate it and say, hey, how true could this be? What are the numbers like? Are you just speaking for yourself? You have a problem because my house is big. Is that really what it is? What difference does that make? Are you being your best self? Look, I found out, even though I'm in South Africa, people are people. Women are women, men are men. It's a difference, but it's not that much of a difference. Meaning, yes, the cultures are different. Yes, we go about doing things a different way, but often our mindsets are who we are. And the personalities, you find them here in South Africa, and you'll find them also in the United States. It's not that different. It is not, That's the interesting thing about it. It is just not that different. But I am enjoying my time here, Mr. Boss. We both are, and we're learning things new every day. I know that I'm going to. We now have added lifestyle living to the channel, so we will be doing some different things like showing you all more homes. So you've seen mine, but we're going to be showing you more homes and more things of what South Africa has to offer. If you don't do anything at all, you should definitely take the time to come and visit. You definitely should. And I'm going to always promote it because guess what? I'm here now. This is my home. So I'm going to be promoting it so we can bring more money into South Africa. So whatever, if there's a lack of any time or any kind, we're going to make sure that the foreigners are coming to visit. If they come here and they love it, they may want them a vacation spot. You could do 6 months here and 6 months wherever else you live. It doesn't really matter, but we're going to make sure that we're pushing South Africa. So stay tuned for that. Look at the names. Oh my God. Hope all migrants can be like you. Listen, I hope so too. I hope so too. But there are some that, you know what, you do it the right way. South Africa makes sure, their Home Affairs makes sure that you do it the correct way. They make sure you pass the criminal check. I mean, I am so glad that they did that. Actually, I happen to be one of these. My husband and I, we're people that don't have records, of course. But I'm just saying, I'm glad that they were that thorough because you know at least that the people that are coming here don't have bad intentions. But the United States didn't do that at all. And to hear that man, that young boy, young man, I think he was 26 years old, has come over here and murdered this young girl, 22. She's jogging. Do y'all know how many times I go outside and walk the neighborhood by myself, just enjoying the day? I mean, here in South Africa and the United States, I'm a walker. So I just go out and then just, you know, she's out jogging. And they preyed on her. And he wasn't even supposed to be here. I don't, you know, this thing is puzzling to me. I didn't see him talk. Not one time. I saw no expression from him at all. I'm thinking to myself, what is going on? Why did he do this? What did she do to him? Did he really come from another state to follow her? Was he just, what, y'all? It's awful that he did that. CBZ, what's going on with you? I thought about you today. I hope you're doing well. I hope you are. But yeah, that was one of the stories that I saw today that was crazy. Did we have the video of Pastor Loran? No, it's not coming up. Okay, well, listen, it's not coming up. Yeah, I had another video I wanted to share with you all, but I just really wanted to come and just talk to you guys for a little bit tonight. I wasn't going to be here long. $500 it's all relative. Okay, we all have our own standards. I like that. I wouldn't if your STD is to rent. Oh, if your standard is to rent a 1-bedroom in the hood. Oh, no. They said you can live good off of they said you can live good off of $10,000. Now, this could have been a article that might have been a year or two old, but it said if you want to rent 1-bedroom in the hood, then sure you can. By the way, you're doing pretty good pronouncing my name. Am I really? Oh, thank you. Kalaho. Cebu. Thank you so much for that. Y'all, listen, I'm told y'all I'm going to commit to trying to learn some Zulu. I'm going to commit to that. But it's so difficult. The tongue does something totally different when you all are pronouncing, or when we are pronouncing your name. So forgive me. I just need to put a disclaimer out there at the beginning of every show. If I mess up your name, forgive me. Don't even pay me no attention. CBZ says, don't try to make me feel like I'm special. Just kidding. I appreciate you, SB. Stop playing. You know I look out for my people. You and Mr. Gilbert have been with me and Mr. Boss for so long. I don't even know. You know, I have no idea what I would do if I didn't see you all. I'd probably be like, yeah. As a matter of fact, I was like, have y'all seen Christopher? Anybody heard from him? It's a couple of them. Miss M. It's a few others. Y'all have been with me for a very long time, so I have to make sure you all are good. Goodwill. Come with respect. We are people as well, and we have laws, Constitution, that we also respect to urge all people who somehow find themselves in our country to respect our laws and use and us, the citizens. Listen, that's a given. That is a given. Anywhere you go, you should come and respect. You shouldn't even be in the country illegal. And I like the fact that South Africa don't play that. They like, no, if you're doing some illegal business or you letting people in that are illegal, you got to go. I believe that because I do believe that there are a lot of people here that may be here illegally taking some jobs from those who actually live here. Some service jobs. I mean, they closed down the Mugs and Beans. I read an article, but I seen a news story where they closed down the whole mall area, strip mall area, because the owners of the stores in there had all illegal people working for them. So I can imagine that may be taking away some service jobs, whereas there could be people that live here that are legal. I mean, that honestly live here, got workers permit, or either live here. They could be actually working those jobs. And they do that, I know, because people who work illegally will work for a minimal amount of money. So that owner of that establishment is just totally getting over. And if that person gets hurt or something happens like that, the owner probably just kick them out and get someone else. So even in that, it's best to get your papers. But I also know that maybe getting your papers and coming to the country legally may cost you a little bit. But it's just, I don't recall how much it costs to actually get the visa to come here, y'all. But I don't remember it being a lot. I don't recall actually paying for the passport being a lot of money either. It's something that you should do out of respect for where you're going. Out of respect for where you're going, you should want to be there legally. What is this? MedUP? I'm sorry again if I got that wrong. $500 is okay if you don't have little mouth to feed. Oh yeah, kids would definitely add to the expenses. You're exactly right. I agree with you on that. And it probably was not calculating kids. It's probably counting individuals. And it definitely, that wouldn't be for a couple. But again, do you all think in any way that as a immigrant coming to live in South Africa, me and my husband are increasing the prices of things, of houses? Because that was what this person had a major problem with. It was like, y'all increasing the prices of the homes. I mean, I can imagine. I mean, someone here owned the home in South Africa. They were the one who established the value. If we paid for it, then that would be the value of that home. What are you saying, that if the house is priced a certain amount, that it's just going to sit there because someone that lives here wouldn't buy it? Is that what you're saying? I hope that's not what you're saying, because I'm only one. We only one couple. They're building houses here. Like, whoa! I'm totally surprised at the rate of how many homes they're building now. They're building homes because they're expecting people to come and buy these homes. So therefore, that economy, it is going up. People are spending money. You don't build communities and apartments and condos like at the rate that they're building here in South Africa. I mean, I drive down the street, I see it. You don't do that with the anticipation that those places are going to just sit there. When I talk to the realtors in the different communities, they tell me some of the just the other day, one realtor told me, she said, I got like 8 deals going. Y'all listen. We don't have 8 deals going at one time. Not one realtor. Now, we have a team. With a team, sometimes we may have 8 to 10 deals going at one time, but just one realtor working alone have 8 deals going at one time. That means she is making money. The economy is rolling. And that is actually what you want, because that means the economy is good. That means things are looking up. That means, listen, the housing market affects everything. When people buy houses, they got to have furniture. They have to have food. It just kind of represents like a staple to buy that home. It just kind of trickles down to every other aspect of living. So it drives the economy. And also, it's kind of like the last thing that gets hit also. If the real estate market is being attacked, then everything else will be attacked soon, and you will see it. So that's kind of how it goes. So if your real estate market is thriving, people are buying, moving, they bought that first home, and now it's time for that second home, or whatever the situation is, your economy is doing well. I do know that there are some things that affect the economy here. They talked about the government. The government is changing, some infrastructures and things of that nature, but all that stuff is changing. So we just got to just chill out, pay attention, keep doing what we're doing, and really soon we're going to see a big change. And that's what me and Mr. Boss are going to be. We're going to be here for that. So that's going to be, hey, Aka. Hey, Marcus. What's going on with you out? Hey, SB, hope all is well. In South Africa, you don't know who is more likely to buy those new homes, natives or foreigners. I think it would be foreigners. But I would need some of my South African family to tell me where are the natives buying. But I definitely believe it's the foreigners. I definitely believe so. Because what I've heard is a lot of the natives are actually moving to Cape Town. So I'm here near Johannesburg now. So those natives are actually selling their homes, and there are a lot of them building new homes also. But those homes are for foreigners. And the ones who lived here actually are moving closer to the coast, or Cape Town, closer to the water. So that's actually what's happening. That's what when we were here back in March, all of the people that were selling their homes, when we asked, hey, what y'all doing? Why are you selling your home? Where you going? They all said, Cape Town, Cape Town, Cape Town. So that's like another sought after place in South Africa. People want to actually live in Cape Town. And I think I mentioned to y'all, Cape Town is like a Miami. It's beautiful. So a lot of people want to actually move there. So that's the direction that they're going in. So beautiful though, y'all. That's going to become a part of my show. Y'all are going to love to see those homes. Y'all going to love it. You're going to love to see that. It's just, you're not going to believe it. I just want you all to have the correct idea, have your eyes wide open about what South Africa has to offer. Another thing, I told y'all this before. I came here and I just knew I was going to see some animals. You don't see animals. You have to go see the animals. I wanted to see some animals in my backyard. No, you ain't gonna see no animals in your backyard. Now, I do have a lot of birds. Some strange, all of them pretty strange, different. Sound like the birds be talking, y'all. They have like deep voices and everything. I mean, if you don't catch yourself in the morning, you be like, wait a minute, is somebody on my deck? Because they talk and they have like loud voices, and you just like, okay, look, that cannot be a bird. And you look out, it's two birds or it's three. They having a conversation. I'm like, whoa, what kind of bird is that? You don't even know what kind it is, but they're out there. But Acre is, if it's foreigners, I can see how it could really affect housing prices, because people have to have money to buy homes internationally. Well, let me just explain it to you this way. Coming from the U.S., coming this direction, and you're right, there still has to be, it takes money to move, but the rand dollar, or I should say the rand here in the U.S., the value of it is right now today, I'm going to say it was 18 to 1, meaning if you had one U.S. dollar in the United States, say you had $1 U.S., you brought it over here, that $1 U.S. is now 18 here. So it's actually less expensive for us to actually live here. Now, it's tough to get here, but actually living here, the expense is much less as long as we're spending U.S. dollar. So we have an opportunity to pour more into South Africa because the value, 18 rand to $1, if that makes sense. So in other words, if you purchased a house that is 10 million rand here, 9 million rand, 10 million rand, a lot of what we've seen in the past, a house would be maybe 8 million rand, no, 9 million rand, right? You could get a house that is 9 million rand, somewhere between 7 to 10,000 square feet for that house. 9 million rand, 10,000 to 7,000 to 10,000 square foot. Now, see, one thing about over here too, they don't do, okay, we do square foot, they do square meter, but that is not a huge, I noticed that wasn't a huge deal breaker or a huge incentive here. In the United States, it's a huge incentive to buy square foot. You can actually, there's a whole equation that you use to establish value that tells you the size of a house. That's how you establish value. But here, I noticed that it's not really a huge deal on how how many square meters a house is, if that makes sense. So anyway, if you were here and you purchased a house for 9 million rand, which sounds crazy, right, y'all? 9 million rand. 9 million rand is today $496,000, almost 500,000, half a million. So you could get somewhere between, for 9 million rand, you can get somewhere between a 10,000 square foot home. That would make sense to someone in the United States. 9 million rand, almost $500,000, 10,000 square foot. The same house that you would get there for 9 million rand would be probably in the States somewhere between 1.5 and $3 million. So your money is just so much more here. So if you is a lot of people, I forgot the technical name for them, but a lot of people, work in the United States because they can work on computer. They work for a United States company, but they live in Africa because you work on the computer, so you can live anywhere. If your job allows you to work on the computer, all you got to do is make sure you're plugging in at a certain time, a certain place, or you ain't got to be a certain place. It's that IP address has got to be one of the United States. You're plugging in, you're doing your work, you can live somewhere else. So your money can be put into another country and it will multiply at this rate 18 times, then you're set. You could buy and purchase and continue to pour into South Africa because of the rand amount. You can continue to do that. So that's why someone would choose to do that, I would think. I don't think migrants have nothing to do with our mortgage pricing. Okay, it depends on where you want to live. The higher you go. Okay, Santon, midstream, the higher you'll pay. Right, I definitely, and that's pretty much the same. But do you think that a lot of natives, Med-UP, and I could be saying that wrong, Med-UP, forgive me. Do you think that do you think a lot of natives are moving to bigger homes, or like I said, you have your first home and then maybe after you have a kid or two, you decide, I want a bigger home, now let me move to a bigger place. Do you think that a lot of people are doing that? Because that was the question. Do you think a lot of people are doing that, or do you think it is basically foreigners coming in and purchasing, deciding to live here? Because guess what? Africa is like a new thing. I know that for me, about the last 5 years, I know it started in Ghana. They were selling the land in Ghana for $1 or something of that nature. I don't recall. And a lot of people from the U.S. were saying, you know what, I need to be a part of that. I'm going to buy this land, of course, or I'm going to register for this land. I don't remember what it was. And then they built houses there. So a lot of people have gone to Ghana from the United States. But the thing is, we're all now a part of the diaspora, and we're coming back to Africa, living in the continent in different places. And we chose South Africa because it's easy here, y'all. Most people here speak English. Living is good. The food is very inexpensive. You just don't, for us, I just don't miss anything as far as, and I don't miss this, but there are some different things. I told you about the post office. There are some different things, but it's not that I miss the post office. It's just different. So it's just a good place for us to be. And like I said, the part of us not being minorities anymore, that's outstanding. For us to be majority, that's cool, y'all. We're the majority of people. Everywhere we go, you see somebody, you're like, that could be my sister. That could be my brother. It's just cool. It's just cool to do that. So it's just something that I think that most people should experience if you have an opportunity to do so. I definitely would say take the trip. Definitely take the trip. But listen, guys, what time is it here? It is... Oh, Mr. Boss has dropped the link, so if you would like to, and I would love for you to do so, go ahead and hit the link, come up, and let's just speak for a little bit, because I'm not going to be here with you long here in South Africa. It is approximately what time? It is 10:32. It is 10:30. Up in the United States, y'all about 7 hours behind us, so gosh, y'all know is what, 2 o'clock? 1:30? 2:30, something like that. It's in the middle of the day for you all. That's crazy, but it's 10:30 here. And so if you have something you want to add, please do, because I always want to be in a position to learn more about South Africa and who to do it best from from South Africans. But my U.S. family, if you're here, make sure you go ahead and click that link. Mr. Boss has just put it there. You're able to go ahead and click the link and come on up and talk with me also. I appreciate that. There's the link there. Y'all have any questions, come on up. Let me know, because, look, I'm here finding out things, adding to by day, your lifestyle and all that. This is all, and again, if y'all haven't noticed yet, I'm in my inside-outside area. Me and Mr. Boss decided we're just going to kind of go all over the house. But tonight, this is where we are, and who knows where we're going to be next week. But anyway, I just wanted to let y'all know that, because guess what? Y'all probably sitting there thinking, where is she? Things look pretty different. Actually, no, I was here last week, but anyway. But the link is there, y'all. So if y'all have any questions, please come on up. If not, as being going to be here too much longer. I've been here like over an hour. I just wanted to share with y'all a little bit about how my week been. Just listen, definitely telling y'all to keep your eyes wide open, because that Bible, do not. And we had a video to share with you about the Bible, and we can't get the video to work right now, but that's okay. Listen, if y'all seen it back in April, or if you've seen it recently on TikTok, they have added the Constitution, the Bill of Rights, and I think something else to the Bible, to the Holy Bible. And we all know you don't add to the Word of God. And we also know that they've put on the front of there something about the United States. I'm not sure of the exact verbiage, but we also know that the Word of God is just not for those who live in the United States. He's our Father. That's everybody. So y'all pay attention. Don't get swayed by any. Don't get swayed. There's so many false teachers, a doctrine, or crazy ideas that are out there right now that you could easily be swayed. They could sneak in. You'd think something is good, and then it just sneak up, and you'd be like, "Oh my God." If you're not paying attention, it could easily sneak in and trick you. So make sure that you're paying attention. Make sure of it. Mr. Gilbert, you gave us thumbs down. Mr. Gilbert, have you seen, I can't believe y'all didn't see it. Have you seen the new Bible? Have you been paying attention? Oh gosh, listen, I'm not gonna bother with it, but it's like $60. The first thing that caught my eye about it, it was kind of super thin. So I'm thinking to myself, with a Bible being that thin, something has to be left out. It's about this thin. And that caught my eye. It was the first thing that caught my eye. Of course, the second thing was the flag on the front. And I didn't even know about the additions until like the end. And when I saw that, I was like, whoa. Y'all be careful. Just be careful. That's all. That's all I got to say. Just be careful. Okay, I think here it is now. I might be ready for it to. Oh, God, Mr. Boss is saying no. So guess what? Y'all are not going to get to see this video because I've been here over an hour and no one is clicking the link and it's late. So guess what, Mr. Boss? Unless you have something else you want to add or something else you want to share, I'm getting ready to say good night. So, guys, listen, thank you so much for being here. I wouldn't waste my time with it. Mr. Gilbert, stop playing. Listen, y'all have an outstanding Friday night. I'll be back with you soon. Until then, y'all pay attention. Keep your eyes wide open. Have a good night. Thank you.
I can't stay. No, I always gotta go. Playing house, this ain't a home with my soul on the road.
I can't sit still for a minute. I'm so dead set on indifference. Keep it Charlie, stay down with them Dickens. Let's get around like it's the 80s. Right round, let's keep spinning. Let's keep playing these games that we don't want to finish. And I'm sorry if that sounds a bit bitter, but I am to the core. You want the whole damn thing, then you asking for more. You want that old jive swing, you take up all of the floor. I'm fine with standing at the edge of the door. You be the life of the party. I blend in with the core. You drink it all to Bacardi till the bottle's no more. Let's take it back for this started. You want the love, I don't got it. Got my soul on the road. You screaming, stay, please don't go. Don't think it's in me to listen to foe. It's so different with distance we roam into zones where nothing get heard anymore. I just wish I was home when I step through front door, but instead I'm alone and completely unsure. And even though you're screaming out with the best of intentions, I don't get it. Why do you always gotta ask me to stay? Why you always gotta go? Playing house, this ain't a home with your soul on the road. Say, why you always gotta go? Playing house, this ain't a home with your soul on the road. See, I've been lost in my thoughts, and my thoughts stay too obscure to usher off. Sorry, Mom, I just thought you were my world. Now you're not. And I'm just sitting, smoking, sloping in a daze, cause my days ain't been the same since I drove here away. I remember the way you wrote letters in blue ink. You and me was in love. Think about what your crew think. I know your moms probably think I'm a bastard. Your pops probably wanna beat my to death and take a in my casket. But I got sick of fighting, bickering, fussing over nothing, cussing. Instead of watching the death of discussions that we once had, days that we once spent in the backseat of our cars, reading poets at sunset. It's funny how love can fall out the foreground, get pushed into the back of your mind. We used to twist a spliff and laugh and relax. Now you crying, and I'm trying to find the reasons. So I ask, does forever ever happen, or is it always fade to black? I can't stay. No, I always gotta go. Playing house, this ain't a home with my soul on the road. I can't stay. No, I always gotta go. Playing house, this ain't a home with my soul on the road.